So, welcome back to the WGL EU. We are into Season 4, Match Week 9, into the third game of the first play day. And it's Virtus.pro up against the Leprechauns. It's a bit of a tough one for one of the teams. Leprechauns have a mountain to climb, pretty much is the only way I can put this. And it's a rather dominant mountain with 7 wins and 0 losses, 0 draws, completely untouched throughout this season. It's been a phenomenal display. The Leprechauns down in, around 7th position. 3 wins, 4 losses. Not a bad performance for a new team to the league, certainly pulling their own to an extent, but need to step up a little bit. And, what can we expect from these two?
We can expect Virtus.pro to continue their dominant form. They haven't even lost a map so far in this season. Not a single map. And I have to say, if you want to draw comparisons, look over towards the Russian CIS region. We see Na'Vi really the counterpart to Virtus.pro. Now 3 losses down. So we can maybe say definitively that, at least for this season, Virtus.pro are looking like the strongest team in the world. And one map you would expect at least to lose. You've played TCM Gaming, you've played Evil Panda Squad, you've played some top teams, and now you play Drooling Leprechauns. Can they be the ones to finally hit gold here?
Wow, that phrase. Wow. But anyway, let's have a look at the lineups for these two coming into this, because they are 2 very big teams in their own rights. The Leprechauns a little bit more unique. Have some good players, nevertheless. Jack certainly been doing quite well throughout this. To Hello Kirex, bit of an outstanding performer, but then pick whichever one you like out of Virtus.pro there. All big players. Yeah,
they're all insane. I actually starting to enjoy Bishop because he was that player who kind of just joined the team out of nowhere.
He was a random addition, not random.
No, Melker left Virtus.pro, one of my favorite players of all time. And Bishop took his place. I'm like, I've never seen you in my life. Who are you? Kind of thing.
Who are you to take my favourite player's place?
Yeah, it was really that. And he disappointed me in the grand finals.
Yeah.
But he's been doing okay here. So I think I can be pretty happy with the way he's been playing. But Virtus.pro have a total of 9 players. 7 of them you can see on the screens there, which really do make up the main part of their lineup. And for Drooling Leprechauns, Mapiti, as I said before at the beginning of the show, is sadly dropping out to go and play real-life tanks for the Finnish army. And I think, we have to say condolences to him. We'll see him in about 6 months' time. That's the bad thing about having consecrates is, the Finns are amazing at computer games, but it all happens to be very good at the time of when they have to go and join the army.
Just before. A little bit of a worrying time. But guys at home, obviously, our thoughts aside, it's all about how they can get involved with us here in the studio, and Melly can tell you how.
And since everything can happen today, I'm really waiting for your opinions on that. So head over to facebook.com/WGLEU and get involved. I will put up a vote. Well, it will be online as soon as you see this. So just vote for your favorite team and leave your predictions of the exact scoreline of this matchup in the comment section below and get the chance to win one of 3 bonus codes. And also head over to Twitter and tweet us by simply using #WGLEU, and of course follow us on @WGLEU and follow our Twitch channel. That's all. And get involved in Twitch chat.
Get involved in Twitch chat. Just put some Kappa in there, and that's pretty much what
there's going to be a long line of Kappa as soon as you say that.
I love that. It makes you so happy. The worst thing is I used to sit there and say it in other streams and tab out and look at Twitch chat, waiting for it to catch up and see Kappa, Kappa. It used to be a great time, man. This is what keeps me happy during streams, especially considering what the game we had, in just a couple of minutes ago, how that went down. I need some happiness, and Kappa makes me happy. So get on that, guys. Give Melly some Kappa. We'll appreciate that. But we can start talking about the first map between these two. It's going to be Himmelsdorf. Virtus.pro, pretty much prolifically good at this. Is there a weak map for them in any way, shape, or form? Is there a map where we might see the Leprechauns find a challenge?
Any map that Virtus.pro has a standard tactic is a weak map. So if other teams can see it and counter it. We saw actually TCM Gaming, the first map they played in the previous matchup. This was the only one they actually did good on. The other ones are kind of a walkover. So perhaps maybe they can actually win it on Himmelsdorf. We'll have to see, though.
Yeah, we'll have to see, and we'll see you in just a couple of seconds because the teams are ready. Let's get underway with that first map, Himmelsdorf. welcome into the first map between Virtus.pro and the Drooling Leprechauns. In the south, in blue, it will be the Leprechauns. In the north, in red, is Virtus.pro, and if there's any map they may be able to do something on, they better get it going fast, because Virtus.pro are phenomenal and rather formidable at this one. But what are we seeing so far from the Leprechauns?
The Leprechauns looks like they're going for a similar school bus lineup, similar school bus tactic, mostly spreading themselves out in the middle area. Kirex Count going for that 8-line push, I guess, a little bit. But generally, quite a normal start from school bus from Virtus.pro, from third time lucky Drooling Leprechauns.
Fourth time.
Fourth time lucky. Fourth time lucky Drooling Leprechauns. Mesh Snake, I think, Count going forwards. The light does get the spot out, so a little bit of damage going to come towards the side of Drooling Leprechauns, as Virtus.pro know what they want to do, and they are going to be able to catch them out a little bit. So, well, at the moment, Virtus.pro, more information, but Drooling Leprechauns are taking the fight to them. They've gone forwards, and they're going to continue putting the pressure where they can. As long as Karitz doesn't spot him here, we should be all good.
Well, Karitz has a fairly good idea where at least Snake Fin is, Count as well. So he's got the information flowing through already, so nicely played out there. And, you know, we'll see Virtus.pro adjusting, but not too much. They don't seem too fussed with what really, you know, the Leprechauns tried them with a little bit of a push down the middle. They're just kind of happy, chilling out, taking their time. We've literally seen them not really responding, bar the players down towards this side. They've got Bishop, Povell and Kusok moving a little further forward, but excluding that, don't seem that fussed.
I just love looking at Virtus.pro's lineup. I mean, such a sick amount of good players. It's just insane to see them. You know, Vorsic, Bishop, Povell, Just Cause, Kusok. The only ones I don't... You know, Kusok for me has always been an artillery player. When he joined Virtus.pro all those moons ago, 100% artillery player, then Las Vegas 777 came in, also an artillery player. Kusok does take down Count, receives a shell though, 387, backed up by Bishop though in case any push does come on. But as I was saying, Kusok was always that artillery man, so the fact that he's managed to go towards heavy tanks, and he is the highest damage dealer for Virtus.pro, is just fantastic. Yeah,
the ability these guys have is stunning. So 7 minutes and 50 seconds left, and for me it always seems that they're building to something. They're always starting that plan rolling, they're always getting into position, they're always going to start building towards a push, they're always finding out information. It's never a completely passive play. Even if they look defensive, they're working things out, they're, you know, switching players around. Bishop adjusting around. We are seeing Tehelo there moving around a little, but we are seeing the most focus from the Leprechauns towards the bottom of that 8-line, and there's actually no one there really to receive them of any sort of hefty firepower. Just the tier 1 of Delight keeping eyes on. You can see the shells coming through, but no other connections there, as just really Snake Eye Fin being spotted out more than anything. And all in all, Virtus.pro don't seem all that worried just yet.
No, they're not too fussed. They know they can repel anything that Drooling Leprechauns is going to throw at them. But I think Drooling Leprechauns might, as long as they get the execution right, I think honestly that's what it comes down to. You need to be executing perfectly. The tactic is not really that relevant. It's all about getting the execution and communication. Which tanks do you focus? Where do you go? Can we go there? Can you go there? You know, real good communication between the team is key. Sensei, Kirex, Jack all heading up. Kreese does get the perfect spot on, though. Brilliant shot there from Kirex to take it down. So at least for the time being, both teams now even in terms of tier 1s. But the 3 AMX-51 has been spotted by Karitz was fantastic work from him. And Virtus.pro know that Drooling Leprechauns will probably head up the hill once again once they've been unspotted after 10 seconds.
So Just Cause is moving forward. Does have Vorsic just behind him as well, so this could really rather hurt if the Leprechauns do decide to re-evaluate the hill and maybe go for a second push. Sensei getting spotted out then. And it's just they constantly have tabs on them, Virtus.pro. They constantly know where messages, Snake Eye Fin is. They're always getting that information going through, and you have to wait and see. Sound. That was horrible. Get away, Just Cause.
Chalkboard.
Yeah. No, I need to sit with Vorsic, so I can just don't hear that.
Chalkboard, blackboard.
Both work. Both work.
Yeah.
Anyway, Povell, and you can see the rest of the squad starting to move up now down that 1-2 line. Catching himself to Tehelo, the only one who's really over towards this side. Vorsic still up on that hill, and this is an attack on all fronts from Virtus.pro. It seems Bishop will be the one moving up that 2 line in the IS3. Keeping eyes on, having a little watch across, and Virtus.pro just slowly but surely engulfing the map, pretty much.
Yeah, they know that Drooling Leprechauns is kind of in one location, So what they're doing is they're creeping forwards, saying, okay, they're not there, they're not there, they're not there. They're being very systematic and just continually going forwards and getting more information, getting more of the map. You can see this around. The only weakness now for Virtus.pro is their cap and the center location. If Drooling Leprechauns went straight through the middle, they might actually cause some troubles for VPro. But hey, it's just about going forwards and making sure you get everything done at the right time. You can also see right in front towards the right, Povel is looking towards the cap. Delight is the only one, and probably not what Virtus.pro wants to do, because Delight is completely out of position for that cap. As Povel does get spotted by Tolo. Great spotting there, but from this little tier 1 player. So no reaction though from Drooling Leprechauns. Message has a cross. Snake Eye Finn has the 8 line, which is obviously not useful because it's not what Virtus.pro is. And Sensei, Jack, Kirex are all now starting to head up the hill looking for Just Cause.
They're going to find more than just him. Vorsic is also up here, so Sensei could be in trouble if he fully commits all on his own and doesn't play it safe. He could be caught out, but let's see where this comes down to. We are seeing still Kusok, Bishop around her in mid, but Message has found Delight, so a tier 1 going down. Message also obviously spotting up on the radar, so they know roughly where he is, and maybe Kusok going for a shot here actually. Peers down.
Probably not a good idea, actually.
Yeah, not going to go for it. Backs away, and a 3-2 split left standing for Virtus.pro. Vorsic and Just Cause rolling off that hill. 3 minutes and 43 seconds left.
They're going to go for the 8 line, I think. Oh, no, actually, they're all retreating back.
Yeah, they are. They're actually going back here.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do. In my opinion, those two, Povel, Bishop, Kusok, should have gone into the middle and basically engaged Kirex and... I believe it was Snake Eye Finn and Message. But look, now Snake Eye Finn and Message are heading up. This could be dangerous stuff here for Virtus.pro if they could caught on the cross, because what you need to do is catch the rotation, you catch them out of position, and it'll be great for you. But they are on their own. It's just 2. Delight also didn't. He also died, so there's no information there from Virtus.pro. So Kirik, Sensei, and Jack do need to be supporting their 2 IS3 players. But at the moment, yeah, for sure, Drooling Leprechauns looking good. Still got plenty of time as well. 2 minutes and 55 seconds. What can they do with this time? Well, the cap is the first option, but without the support of the AMX 5100, it's probably not a good one. And only because Virtus.pro have gone into full defensive mode can they actually not go forwards. Can they actually go forwards at this point?
Yeah, Just Causes their Bishop and Vorsic all waiting to make sure no angle is left uncovered, and I assure you it will be at this point. However, the Leprechauns have gone fairly close, and we are seeing the spots coming through. Message and Sensei both being spread out. Sensei does receive one, Bishop gets one back, so a little bit of a back and forth at the moment, and Virtus.pro actually are on the back foot to some extent here, HP-wise and tank-wise. But you can never count these guys out. It doesn't matter if they're down a tank or not. They're still prolific in these situations, and Leprechauns are there trying to find a way through. Yeah,
they're going to try and split Virtus.pro in half. It's kind of strange that these two AMX 5100s are just in no man's land. I mean, what is the point of this? There's really no point. They should know that Virtus.pro is definitely being defensive, so Message needs to go in the middle. Jack, the 35100s need to come from the side. But at the moment, Drooling Leprechauns looking very tentative. They're kind of waiting for Tolo to go up and really get the information they need to actually push forward. But time is running out for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there is enough time for him to get the information he needs, because, well, hopefully he'll get it pretty damn soon. They are starting to move up, and maybe not having complete faith in the information they've gathered so far. They wanted more, but that's left only 1 minute and 25 seconds on that board. A lot of work to get done very, very quickly. And Message is out on a little bit of a limb here. He could be caught out if he's not careful. Not been spotted. He's got a glimpse of Bishop. He makes a shot, does not, however, land it. Sensei appears again. The shell's coming out. Bishop's playing a little dangerously to my likings to an extent. He's in between 2 tanks pretty much. Sensei and Message both trying to get on towards him. He's taken another. The cap has started. Message there just peering in, positioning that IS3 beautifully to try and repel the shells, and he's doing just that. And Bishop's low, Kusok's low. This could actually work out for the Leprechauns.
They're doing very well in terms of the damage they need to do. And at this point in time, Message just blocking Tolo perfectly, but Virtus.pro still probably will to reset, and at the moment the cap is not quick enough. They need one more tank in here to manage to do this.
Yeah, but here comes Snake Guy Finn and Jack on that west flank. They're going to start their move around. Bishop and Message both low. We're seeing these guys battling through. Kusok, Vorsic, and Just Cause moving in now towards that cap. But Jack is not done. Jack wants blood. As Message getting Vorsic down. Kusok is down to a one-shot. Surely Jack's going to get it, but Povl saving the day from the backside. We're still seeing Kusok go down. Povl finds one. Just Cause finds another. And at the moment, just Povl standing. Can you believe it? Virtus Pro could actually lose on this map here. Povl is being chased down. 8 seconds left. There's not enough time for a cap. Can he get out of it? Can he stay alive for a draw? 3 seconds. 2 seconds. I think he drew out just long enough. But my God. A little bit shaky. What is going on with the teams today? What is happening?
It shows how easy it is to break that kind of capping section there. But Virtus Pro, they had a way in, actually. They should have sent the tanks into the middle and just engaged hull down, gone through those bushes.
Yeah.
Take Just Cause and Vorsic off the hill and put those 5100s on the 8 line. But Virtus Pro didn't want to be aggressive. They didn't want to go forwards. And basically allowed Drooling Leprechauns to cut the map in half. I think it was always going to be a draw. Because, you know, Drooling Leprechauns, we said it right then. 1 minute and 50 seconds, we were like, it's too late already.
Pretty much.
Because Povl could still live. If they'd done it 30 seconds beforehand, I think maybe even a minute they would have needed to surround Povl from each side. So like 3 minutes and 30 seconds would have been okay for them. But not 2 minutes.
Yeah, and even Sensei growling away in chat after that one. And obviously being on the verge of picking up a win against someone like Virtus Pro, that would have been absolutely phenomenal. But draw it is. Virtus Pro. Not giving up just yet. And I was surprised they fell back so passively after losing the tier 1s. Obviously, the tier 1s are a very big factor, but they were on the cusp of actually making the aggressive play, and then they just kind of backed away from it. A little bit surprised by that. Clearly respecting their opponent, they don't want to underestimate the Leprechauns, but putting themselves with their backs against the wall almost, you know, voluntarily. Not exactly the best way you want to go about things there, and it did give that window of opportunity for the Leprechauns, which they did take. They got very close to that, but Steps being the next map now, something Virtus Pro obviously are very good at, but it's not something we often see wins on. It can be drawn out quite easily these days. It generally does get drawn out quite easily. Will Virtus Pro go for the forced victory here, or, you know, how's this one going to go down?
Virtus Pro, they need to kind of be more aggressive. I hate to say it, but yeah, like I understand Delight going down in the middle in that tier 1 was basically, you know, the do or die situation with Virtus Pro. If Delight got through, their tactic would have been solid one and they would have won it because they've rehearsed it, blah, 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 and Delight going down basically stopped them from doing that. And I think on Steps they need to be a little bit more dynamic, just go with the flow. You know, if you do lose a couple of tanks, fair enough, but, you know, you just need to go for it when you know you're the better team and perhaps in the better situation, you're dictating the pace of play at the end of the day. So, you know, I think Virtus Pro just needs to be a little bit more assertive. It looks like Kusok's been picking up a T32 in this one. It's what he's been picking up a lot. I hope they didn't pick the IS3 like they did previously. That didn't work out for them. But so far, it's going to be Vorsic, Delight, Just Cause, and the MX-3090. Interesting that Delight's actually switched from his heavy tank normal play to the faster light tanks, the MX-3090 and Povl. I'm not sure what he's going to be picking up, but usually it's a T69 or a heavy tank of some sort, usually HMX 5100, but of course we don't see that on this map very much at all.
Yeah, and we have to kind of take into account the mentality of the Leprechauns now. Neron picking up the first win against Virtus Pro anyone would have had this season, on a map at least. They've got to be pretty pumped up after that one. They played quite nicely. They did that lovely little split. They, you know, Sensei stayed alive very, very long. He played smart. You know, I3 positioning was absolutely phenomenal. They played it out very, very well, and to be on this point already is quite impressive against Virtus Pro. You know, going forward, I hope they can kind of keep that up because, you know, this has been the day of crazy scorelines. Oh no, crazy games ending in the scoreline we expect, but all in all, a little bit curious, and maybe Virtus Pro getting a little bit shaken by what they saw in the last games, who knows, but we'll find out here, because the next map coming up will be the one and only Steps. welcome into map number 2 between Virtus.pro and the Drooling Leprechauns. We'll be here on steps, and in the north in red it's going to be Virtus.pro. In the south in blue it's the Drooling Leprechauns. And, well, so far we've seen that Virtus.pro can bleed. We've found out they really are human and not just machine, but no one really picking up a victory off the back of it just yet. No one really walking away with the spoils of war. So what are we seeing coming into this one?
Looks like Drooling Leprechauns doing the standard thing from the south. A little less aggressive for sure, but Message heading over, going to get spots off onto where inevitably Virtus.pro will be, at least for the T32. Kusok, Delight, Just Cause, Pavel also there. Just Cause actually heading up towards Ruster's normal area that's up and towards the right side. The Message actually has to scamper away because he can get caught out very easily from behind. As Snake Eye Finn just trying to land a shell, but good amount of information for Drooling Leprechauns, knowing that Virtus.pro definitely want that village, the trench side, and that's going to cause the whole of Drooling Leprechauns to rotate back around and out towards the green kind of pastures. And it's going to be that back and forth for the next 2 minutes, or maybe Drooling Leprechauns are going to go for something a little bit more assertive. Snake Eye Finn in the Pershing, Jack and T69, a Message of course in the MX 3090, not going to dilly-dally about and towards the left side, just straight through the middle.
And I'm interested to see how Virtus.pro actually respond to this, because they do seem to have a bit of a stack of tanks over towards the trenches. Just Cause in that position, as you mentioned earlier on. Actually coming off of that and pushing up a little bit themselves here. Down the 0 line, Delight a little further forward than the rest. 8 minutes and 30 in here. I'll be curious to see how this one goes down, actually, because they only have that one player at the back here. It's actually Pavel, so could be in for a surprise if he actually rotates too far away, because really they've kind of negated all information and they're trying to keep their eyes on this trench so drastically that they might get a little caught out here. But Message does get spotted, so they might have a little bit of a inkling as to where the opposition are heading towards.
Kusok receives the first damage of the game on 318 left on that T32. Not a big deal. I mean, if you want to take damage on any tank, take it on the T32. It's got 1.5k HP to play around with. With one shell down, it's the same HP pretty much as the T69. That's how strong the T32 is. I mean, these kind of matchups. Vorsic just sneaking over. We saw previously between School Bus and Isuba. Basically, School Bus did very much the same thing as Virtus.pro is doing now, hunkering down in the trench, and it didn't go so well for Isuba when they pushed in, but it could have gone well if they just executed a little bit better, which I think Drooling Leprechauns can do. I think they're a better team than Isuba. They are higher up the standings, they've won a few more games, so they will be better executing, and that's where Virtus.pro's weakness lies, when they push in, when they're sitting in that trench and not going for the aggressive play.
Yeah, and this worries me. Normally Virtus.pro are the more aggressive side all in all, and that's a lie, but they can be aggressive and they can do well, but when they play this very passive game, it reminds me of their weaker seasons where they've looked a little less dominant. This could actually cause them a little bit of trouble. So Vorsic there in that 1390, just trying to watch over that flag and make sure no one's really coming around the backside. And you can see the shells are coming through, but this looks very much like a passive game all in all. The Leprechauns certainly bringing the game towards them, but I don't really see it paying off for them.
And Vorsic receives another slice of damage, 226 this time coming off him, making 2 for 2 for Drooling Leprechauns, both Kusok and now Vorsic taking a shell. Message is trying to flank, and this is great from Drooling Leprechauns, going back and forward, looking for a way in, basically a little bit of a glimmer of hope for them at this point in time. And they're giving Virtus.pro they're giving themselves every opportunity to dictate the pace of play against Virtus.pro. Usually Virtus.pro is like, they're going backwards and forwards. They are saying to the other team that you can't actually be aggressive without us being aggressive, and as soon as they see a weakness, they go straight for it. And against TCM Gaming, a better team than Drooling Leprechauns, they did a very good job. Now 3 for 3, this time Delight in the MX 3090 receiving a shell from Message.
Yeah, great early work from the Leprechauns. As you can see, Vorsic is already tagged up there. Delight as well in the 1390 took a bit, and Kusok, as we said earlier on. Excuse me, all in all, Leprechauns are very much dictating the pace of play at the moment. Kusok, Vorsic and Bishop are the more passive players down towards, up towards the north of this map, whereas we see actually them falling back here. They don't seem to want to be all that aggressive at all. They are just patrolling around the trench side, just doing what they have to survive, and we might see a little bit of a peek and a push coming out from them, but this is very strange play from Virtus.pro to see them not leading the pace at all.
Pavel, though, sneaking up, gets Count's eyes on him. And Virtus Pro do look like they want to push at this thing. I think the 2 tier 1s are here. I'm not sure if that's an AMX 1390. Oh, there, Kusok now receiving another shell. This time, I believe 250 damage being the end result for him. So a little bit more of him. And a good amount of information from Drooling Leprechauns as Virtus Pro do start to head across the side. Bishop just about managing to miss one, but it does look like Drooling Leprechauns are in a good position to deal with these three tanks, this 3 push from Virtus Pro.
Well, let's hope so, because Bishop, Kusok, and Vorsic moving in. Vorsic is pretty much going straight for the challenge. Just Cause finds Tehelo. Delight has split across as well. Vorsic's in a little bit of trouble. He's taking a lot of damage, actually. The crossfire really coming into play perfectly for the Drooling Leprechaun. Sensei off towards the east flank. Snake Eye Finn takes one on the way out, but still really nicely done by the Leprechaun so far. Taking 2 shells, but look at what they've been able to do damage towards. And even Sensei finds the final shell. This is very well played so far.
And Drooling Leprechauns just need to keep up the pressure. This is what happened as well on Himmelsdorf, but they couldn't close it out either. But look at those 2 from the side.
1390 split, those 2 tanks on the flank. Have to get past Sensei first. Snake Eye Finn taking a lot of damage. They're trying to focus him down. Bishop and Kusop not really helping out. Delight receives 1, gets 1 back, but still, this is an extremely close exchange. Sensei is in no man's land. Kirex comes around the side. Oh my god, Delight needed 1 more shell. Kirex trying to desperately land it, puts himself out on a limb. A little bit of a weak point here all in all. He does take a little bit too much damage, backs away. Sensei now needs to be very careful of Bishop, who moved up. He takes 2 shells back to back. 1 more do the damage, and he goes down. Kusok claims it. And Kirex could have done so much more work if he hadn't played a little bit too greedy there, going for another shell towards Delight.
Those Hall of Drooling Leprechauns should have just pushed in as soon as they got the advantage, because look at that. Kusok takes down Kirex and swings the favor straight back into Virtus Pro. Cap has also on. 43 seconds left. Both pressure coming out onto Drooling Leprechauns. They're going to be pressured from behind. They also got to deal with a Cap now.
Yep, Pavel and Karitz are in that Cap circle, trying to stay alive. Message coming through in the 1390. They back away, and they see a little bit of fire coming out. Karitz doing the damage, or trying to do the damage there. Message will take him down, and they're just buying time for that mover to come out. The 2 tier 1s will fall, but the remaining 3 of the Drooling Leprechaun side have to take on 4 Virtus Pro members, and Bishop is barely touched so far, sitting very pretty in that T69s. Gonna have to do a hell of a lot of work, and Jack trying to take on Bishop, but he's being flanked around by Just Cause. And I believe that's Delight not too far away as well. So Jack looks as though it's almost game over for him. Does just about get away for a second. But all in all, this is not looking too good for the Leprechauns.
You have to just be on the defensive now. You can see Message and Snake Eye Finn, the 2 fast tanks, trying to get on the flank and run away. They've got 2 minutes and 13 seconds to stall this one. Incredible how Virtus Pro managed to bring this game back from the brink after Vorsic received a huge volley and got taken down. So Message does find Kusok on the cross as well to receive some damage from Bishop from the front. So they have got themselves cornered in the middle. Yeah,
this is a bit of a strange split. Kusok takes one from the back. From Jack, they're trying to do a little bit of damage on the way out, but it's mostly them focusing him down. You can see Bishop now actually retracting away. Just Cause being left to deal with Jack. 1 more shell will do it, and he's done just that. So now it's down to Message and Snake Eye Finn. Message getting a little aggressive here on towards Kusok, and that's not going to go well. He gets 1, doesn't do the damage, but Message finally gets 1 to connect. 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, a lot of damage coming through there. He could take him down. He's done it. Message finds Kusok, but now Message being hunted down by Bishop. Bishop has a hell of a lot of HP as well. That T69 barely got touched, and he did the job towards Message. Now just leaving Snake Eye Finn in a 1v3. He can't pull this one off.
No, he's going to go down 158 HP. That's a 1-shot for Just Cause. He takes it, he hits it, and leaves Drooling Leprechauns now 1 map down. After what was almost a 100% a win, I have to say. It was a win for them.
Very close game. You know, it once again, you know, as you said, this is... Leprechauns are getting to a plateau, and they're going, okay, we're doing great, and then Virtus Pro go 10% extra.
Yeah.
I love the roaming 1390 squad, just using them for their speed, constantly challenging, constantly going on the flank of tanks, taking Jack on his own, taking every other tank, Sensei as well, being caught. Every bit of play in that aspect was great from them, and it kept them in it, I feel, and every single tank played its role. But Virtus Pro don't look unbeatable. I've got to say it. This is a Virtus Pro I haven't seen in a while, maybe a couple of seasons ago, but they're not looking unbeatable, but they still show some real class.
Yeah, they are excellent players. That's why they won it there, pretty much. It was really one lost on Kirex's move, actually. He was in 1 versus 2 situation, and basically, he was always going to take damage. Always going to take damage there. But he had the option of either taking the one shot, hitting it, but Delight wasn't a one shot there. He needed 2 shots on him. He should have just pushed in 1 versus 2, taken down Delight, and then Sensei can come up from the top and it would have been a 2 versus 1. You would have switched that around that situation. I don't think those two actually had enough shells to take him down anyway, so it would have just been all in all a very good exchange. But he decided to go for that one shot and just reverse. That's where it was won on lost on, because they couldn't actually press Virtus.pro back. Virtus.pro came over the hill and managed to do the damage. You can see this Kurix just coming on to Delight and Just Cause. Just Cause, I think this is actually, it's got a couple more shells, but Delight certainly could go down and Bishop is in the right position. So Sensei goes down and now Kurix has to run away, although they were in the better position at the start at least.
I feel Kurix outstayed his welcome there as well.
Yeah,
he saw the Delight got so low and he wanted that 1 extra shot. And you can see the Virtus.pro just completely used that against him, waiting for him to go for the extra peak, waiting to go for the extra damage. And all in all, it was a very close game at this point. You know, Kusok's there, the cap had begun, but you know, you can never count Virtus.pro out. That's the biggest thing I've learned throughout every season, every time I watch them. No matter what the situation is, they have a backup plan of some variety. They have another layer to go to, and they consistently do this to teams. And you know, the Leprechauns being very close, but these small mistakes that they made just kind of add into what Virtus.pro can do to you. They find out these mistakes and they just exploit them time and time again. Moving into Ensk, our next map though. Currently 1 map advantage to Virtus.pro. We haven't seen VP playing all that aggressively though.
No.
It's been a reactive Virtus.pro rather than the aggressive kind of, you know, gameplay making team that we occasionally see appearing. And why do you feel that is? Is it just because of the Leprechauns, the way they're playing, or maybe Virtus.pro just being a little passive today?
I think they're trying new tactics out and maybe testing the waters a little bit as they look towards those offline finals. This is a good opportunity, now they know they're going 100% towards there, to try new things. You can see it on Steps. They didn't try it there, but on Himmelsdorf they had the retraction and Delight coming through the middle. It didn't work out, so they just went for the draw. They've been impressive on Ensk though, very, very strong. They beat Evil Panda Squad here, and I think they can do the same against Drooling Leprechauns. Usually they start from the north though, so from the south they might struggle a little bit, but the tanks have been locked in. Triple 50-100, double IS3 for Drooling Leprechauns, and the same from Virtus.pro.
So, can the Leprechauns get close again? This is the thing, you know, this is an impressive performance from them so far. And it's going to come down to this map, see if they can really keep on par, because I think if Virtus.pro get to 2 maps, I think you can't stop them at that point. So guys, let's get ready for the next map coming up. It's going to be Ensk. And welcome into battle number 3 between Virtus.pro and the Drooling Leprechauns. Virtus.pro currently leading with 1 map to the good. Now we're starting in the south in red and in the north in blue. It's the Leprechauns getting so close, but just not quite getting that far. Let's see what they come up with first of all. And right now we are seeing a little bit of a fairly normal start for Virtus.pro, I feel.
Yeah, they're all heading over towards the green side. Message, Snake Guy Finn probably will actually catch them out. Which is really what they want to be doing. Early damage for Drooling Leprechauns would be absolutely fantastic. I've actually been pretty impressed with them on this map. They're quite interesting here. Toe load count on the right side as well. And Kusok does get caught out. Snake Guy Finn takes down Kusok in a stunning display of RNG. Kusok gets ammo-racked.
Wow, one-shotted down. And
look at his
my
turret.
god. What turret? That's it's pretty much been decimated. Unbelievable stuff.
He played super cocky. He deserves it, to be honest. Look how far he is driving over towards where Drooling Leprechauns can shoot. He has all that space until the red line. There's no need to die there.
Cocky play. It's certainly caught him out here. So already losing a battle tank within this one, a damage-dealing tank, and this caused real trouble. So the rest of Virtus.pro need to be a little bit more cautious now. You might see them turtling down a little bit more, because that is not how you'd want things to start off.
No, and Drooling Leprechauns, they can see the advantage and they're not going to let it slip like they did on Himmelsdorf and Steps. So pushing forwards, Message going first. And now what Drooling Leprechauns basically need to do is probably actually come from the green zone, you know? Go for the flat out exchange, the brawl, because you have the advantage there. But when you try and kind of fancy tactics, you're going for the cap and stuff, you basically give Virtus Pro an opportunity to focus fire and bring it 4 versus 4. And that's when their skill comes in and you can actually start losing it. You saw it on Snaps and you will see it on Ensk as well if Drooling Leprechauns don't be careful. So Message now heading up back towards where Jack is, and Sensei is still there as well. So 3 tanks probably now heading over towards the green zone. And Virtus Pro, they know they're down, they're not out yet, but they need to be defensive to actually stay on top of this game.
Well, Pavel, Vorsic and Bishop all moving up to, I wouldn't say an aggressive area, but they're certainly leaving their comfort zone, getting on towards those railroad area. Bishop, Vorsic just there. IS-3 and the 5100. Message isn't far away, and maybe just making sure no one is going for that push down the railroad. And, well, this could be a head-on collision. There could be a lot of damage coming their way if they're not careful.
3 versus 3. Jack, Carrick, Message, all looking up that railroad. And they didn't get spotted, they didn't spot anything else, so maybe looking forward to pastures new, as I think the green zone will eventually be the end game. I didn't see the point of looking up there. They're not going to catch anything because Virtus Pro is not stupid enough to go across. Message just get caught by Bishop there. And his gas tank also goes down, he could get set on fire very quickly. But Message is not going to be able to respond to any kind of kill of his own. And I have to say it, Drooling Leprechauns should just gone straight across and not been spotted, instead of going for this kind of tentative rail cart play, which at the end of the day wouldn't really make sense because Virtus Pro is never going to attack in this situation.
And you can negate the number advantage you have in such, close quarters, down lines like this, whether you're 5 tanks or, 3, it doesn't matter. You can only get so many people in these positions. And at the moment we are seeing Kirex finding Kurit, so another little kind of checkbox ticked off for the Leprechaun side. But I am surprised we've not seen a more kind of all-in move coming out from them just yet. Kind of expecting them to pounce on the advantage they have.
Message creeping forwards. He can't get a hold down here. That's a problem. That's what he wants from the IS-3. The other AMX 5100 still in support of him. Snake Eye Finn does look like he's starting to move. Probably head up. And indeed, looks like Drooling Leprechaun's end game is the green zone in its entirety, as Message just reverses backwards slowly. Think he will do in the end of the day. Actually, Snake Eye Finn just catching off on the cross. I'm not exactly sure what the plan is from Snake Eye Finn, from the whole of Drooling Leprechauns. Count Tolo are very close to the cap, and they're together, which is unusual for tier 1, so the cap obviously is an option. They want to basically get Virtus Pro in a situation where they're fighting Drooling Leprechauns, and they're also having to deal with a cap. Just like Virtus Pro did on Steps, they can do it on here as well. But this time, Drooling Leprechauns do it. It will work. It will 100% work, but it's just about the execution for them.
I think it was very close, because these guys all pushed up, and then that tier 1 got spotted out. And now we've immediately seen Virtus Pro going, oh hell no, we're getting the hell back. So maybe they were going to get that fight towards the top of the map, and then the Leprechauns were going to exchange and put those 2 tier 1s into effect. However, at the moment we've seen that not really being the case. Just Cause is still up towards the north there in the 5100, spots out Kirex. Doesn't go for the shells, however. And now maybe Virtus Pro are going to head back up north.
Yeah, Pavel and Vorsic look like they want to, but this is so dumb from Drooling Leprechauns. What are you guys doing here? I don't understand what the point of this is. You've got the higher, they can get the, Virtus Pro have the higher ground, they have all this cover, and Drooling Leprechauns have absolutely now. They're so tentative, they're so scared of Virtus Pro, they don't want to go forwards, despite the fact they're 5 versus 4. As a Message gets himself caught out, gets tracked because Virtus Pro could reverse, and look at him, he's down to 8-4-3, poor Message. You didn't play properly and now you're going to die. This
is a very poor performance from the Leprechauns. They had the game in their hands. They're finally going to go for that double cap, and I think, well, at the moment the tanks, Delight's going low. He might take down one, but not the other. And now the pusher from the Leprechauns down that central line, forcing the reaction from Virtus Pro. This might be the late game play, but Hello takes a little bit of damage. Delight's still not dead, let's bear in mind. Delight is still there. Just Cause not actually with the others just yet. He's going to go for a counter cap, or at least go down the railroad and get some counter fire. 30 seconds left. This is a strange battle so far.
Ooh, Tolo does take down Delight. Actually, that's 3 tanks and a cap. 15 seconds left for Virtus Pro to stop this one. Of course, Jack and Sensei and Kirex are all going to try and keep the pressure onto Virtus Pro to basically stop them from decapping.
Jack goes forward. Kirex goes forward. Vorsic as well. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds left on the cap. They need a shell to stop this one. 1 second left. Oh my god, just in time it comes in. Pavel finds count, but that is just for now. Vorsic, Just Cause, all low. Bishop fighting with Jack. Kirex wins over Vorsic. And now this is unbelievable. Pavel is going to have to be huge here with Just Cause. The last 2 left standing. 7 seconds left. Povl needs to land these shots, and damn fast. 2 seconds on the cap. Povl must land this right about now, and he doesn't land it. Povl misses the shot, and the Leprechauns cap the map and take it back all even 1-1. What on earth just happened?
To be honest, Kusok did get Amaranth at the beginning, so it's quite surprising that Virtus.pro did as well as they did at the beginning. But I have to say, you know, you lose a tank with absolutely no damage done to the other team, then it's like pretty much you're gifting the Christmas present of the century for the other team. It's impossible for them to lose, pretty much. And despite Drooling Leprechauns with some very interesting kind of middle play, which was unnecessary, and Message died for it, they could still win it pretty easily with a cap.
What is today? I don't understand. What happened?
It's Kusok just being. He just thinks he's invulnerable at this point in time after 9 matched weeks and so many wins under his belt. He's like, no, mathematics does not apply to me. I'm going to charge across the middle, and you know, with the most vulnerable tank in the world, which is of course the IS-3, and it gets Amaranth all the time. It's so annoying to play.
Yeah. But still, it's a little bit obscure to my eyes. Let's have a look back at that reset, because it was down to the last couple of seconds. And as you can see, you've got like 7 seconds left on this clock. Vorsik is in the action. So a nice work from Jack and Kirex moving up there. Vorsik coming in for the reset. And it's actually from further away. It's Povl just behind him. Nicely done. But all in all, the smart play from Kirex moving forward with Jack there. They're keeping them busy, keeping them from being able to push in. The Leprechauns clearly playing very well. They're the first team to pick up a map against Virtus.pro, pretty much. It's been 3-0s the whole way. Currently tied at 1-1. This has been a very unique play day through and through. I'm not sure what has happened to the teams in the EU region. We have to check in with them.
Is there some sort of like holiday where everyone's just slightly dreary-eyed today? I'm not sure, to be honest.
I think NA players have taken over the accounts. I don't know what's happening, man.
Don't hear Ruka say that. No.
They didn't hear anything. Anyway, going on to the next map, it will be Cliff. I got a dirty look from Melly. Jeez, she's like, "What are you saying about NA?"
It's Clutch. That's why, you know, insulting Clutch is never a good idea.
It's never a good thing.
No.
Wow.
Yes, I finally have some insult which I can come back to you guys.
After last week, I think he needed.
I can have at least one.
It took him a whole week to come up with this, and he sat there like
saw my opportunity and I went
clutched
for it.
Precisely. Dear God. Anyway. We need something, alright? Ollie finally got one comment back on Melly, alright? For the last 3 seasons, it's all been one way, and Ollie just comes out with like, "I don't like you guys," after the end of the show. Finally, he found a comment. But still, Cliff coming up. I think we know which way this is going to go. Ensk, there was a possibility, let's be serious here, after that ammo rack for the Leprechauns. I don't think you can quite depend on that 2 times in a row.
Perhaps not.
You know, percentage-wise, you know, not quite going to happen 2 times in a row, or shouldn't. And Cliff has been a good point for Virtus.pro. Let's be serious here. Can the Leprechauns pull it off? That's, you know, I've learned not to doubt these guys anymore, because before I'd be like, no, of course they can't. It's Virtus.pro. They are untouchable. But now it's like, who knows? With EU World of Tanks, it's just ridiculous right now. Is there a chance?
Well, they are starting from the south, which is my preferred side. Virtus.pro starting in the north. Povl picking up the 416. Usually Delight would play that one, but obviously switching the roles around a little bit. Triple AMX 1390 double tier 1 T69 416 for Virtus.pro final lineup, and for Drooling Leprechauns a bit more standard triple T69 double AMX 1390 double tier 1. So standard lineup from both these two teams. Obviously Drooling Leprechauns with the triple T69, they're going to be looking towards the middle a lot more and just go for the hull down shots, I think. As we went for Delight, he's just gone offline. But yeah, I think honestly, from the south, what are you chuckling at?
Melly's just staring me down off carriage like, I know what you did. Alright, I'm watching you. I'm just like, I'm trying to talk about tanks here. Someone has disconnected, so we are just waiting for Delight to come back. Broken Melly again.
He DC'd.
See, last time we went to another camera shot, Melly was doing something terrible, so we can't do that anymore. We have to keep her away.
No camera.
The producer has learned. Yeah, this is a PG-13 show. It's for the family.
We now strap our hands to the desk. She can't do anything. And no more of that.
Duct tape. Duct tape her down until
I don't think duct tape will stop that. She's knocked out horses in one punch. I think you need at least titanium. Adamantium, I don't know if that exists, but probably will do.
He'll make it. He'll engineer it just to keep himself safe. We also went on Delight to rejoin us. I think he just DC'd. Hopefully his internet will be back up and running anytime now. But yeah, tanks in mind, we can go back onto it. Melly's just oh god, there might be a comeback coming soon. The headset's been put on. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, he's in trouble now. You okay then, Melly? You okay then, Melly? You good? You sure?
I'm good. I'm doing good.
You coping with what he said? He was funny for a second. Are you okay?
Exactly for a second, and then he thought again. I know it's hard work for you, darling, but yes, thinking is hard work.
It is hard work.
But I've tried to be nice.
To be fair, thinking is hard work.
Anything, like not a single word. But Virtus.pro's leading with 92% in this vote.
You guys might want to reconsider.
Pretty.
But well, I don't know if they expected actually Drooling Leprechauns taking one map. Nope.
No one.
No. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-1.
Someone had faith.
Could be
Someone
working.
had faith in Leprechauns.
Exactly.
So what, probably.
I mean, today is like
probably
one of them,
in the trenches somewhere. Like,
we all get one map, and that's it.
Just saying.
But still, did we get some good Kappa? By the way, was there Kappa?
Yes.
I like that.
The chat was
good work, guys. Good work. I like
well
that.
Done. Well done.
Living up to Twitch
But
chat.
I have a question.
God.
No, it's easy. What's the most difficult player's name to pronounce?
Lord.
That's not an easy question, I'm sorry.
There's so many.
Since you don't even know if you're pronouncing them correct, right?
Exactly, that's the problem. It was Kusok, but he spent like 2 seasons trying to describe me how to say his name, so now I just say Kusok. I don't leave the second part of his name.
We're not sure what the rest means.
I think it's Overachi, I think.
That doesn't matter, first
and then
word.
Some of the other teams' name, I don't
weren't
really know.
easy. Who's the guy from Navi?
Drake, Deluxe, Power Slide, that kind of guys.
Laurel.
Spira.
No, who's the other one? It was Laurelanthus.
Oh, you're talking about Wusa.
No.
Wusa, Laurelana, Thalalasa.
Yeah, that's one of them. It's not great.
Yeah,
there's a good few. Like I miss names like Bob and Dave.
Yeah,
what's wrong? What's wrong with like?
Just go through the dictionary of English names and you'll be alright.
It's well easy.
John,
solid name. That's John. If it ever comes down to this again.
Pansy. Easy name.
Laughter. Yeah. Nelly, you got a 3 in there. Not you need
2 lead for us.
You need numbers.
Only if you're
Russian.
Russian.
You know, statistically,
That's
people with numbers in their names are worse at games. Do you know that?
Well.
Oh, damn.
Facts are there to be broken,
right? Calling you out on that one.
How did you work that one out?
I googled it at some point. I think that's really? Like a stat I had from 2 years ago at some point.
Dear God, from 2 years ago. I'm
not sure if it's still
one
relevant.
day I'll make a comment towards Melly about her name. This is it. But yes.
One of the most exotic team names we had was Ulanska Fantasia in my eyes.
Yeah.
Or did we have something other special?
No, that was a dire name to say.
Yeah, that was a pretty...
I don't know what it is with World of Tanks players and their terrible names.
It's because of Polish people.
No,
a lot of Polish players.
It's when... see, the Polish guys are generally okay.
But it's just
Russian,
like their language...
when they include numbers in a word and it's meant to be like a sound... Like, I was so confused seeing Senya for the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, Che9. Who is this Che9 kid?
Or Zipnix.
I hate it. CS is just as bad. Like, overall it's okay, but you get very specific, terrible cases.
What's CS?
It's a different game, mate. It's different thing. But it's terrible when it comes down to that. But anyway, guys, back to the game, away from the names. I see several numbers in this one. I'm going to try and say them all perfectly this time with the numbers in there. Let's get ready for the next map, Cliff. So, welcome into battle number 4. We are here on Cliff, and we are still watching Virtus.pro up against the Drooling Leprechauns in the north in red. It will be Virtus.pro currently tying with the Drooling Leprechauns in the south in blue. Take us into this one.
Drooling Leprechauns heading towards a lighthouse, as you would expect. A couple of tanks, though, heading down, Count in the tier 1 most notably, but pretty much the standard start from them. And the same story comes from the Virtus.pro side. Bishop, Pavel, just caused the light, Vorsic all heading up, and tier 1's just staying below. But Virtus.pro at least not fanning about below the lighthouse. They're just going to go straight in for the engagement, maybe actually go for the aggression and catch Drooling Leprechauns perhaps by surprise.
Well, that'd be an interesting play, and we've seen them do this before with that 4-1-6. I'll be very interested if they go for it, but Delight going a little early maybe, does not have any backup here. Taking on Snake Eye Finn 1v1, but now it's a 4v1. Delight has to back away. Pobble picks up the mantle, takes a face full of damage, and this is an all-out brawl here. I don't know if First Pro will come out at the better of this one. Right now, Bishop does pick up Snake Eye Finn, so alleviating some of the pressure. Delight moves forward. Sensei sneaks through, but takes one from the backside. Vorsic is still in position. Sensei did not realize that fact and might have to withdraw a little. He takes two now on the way through. Greet even chimes in with a little bit of damage. And will First Pro continue the push?
Well, they're not going to. They're going to reset the fight. Delight, Vorsic quite low at this point, and at this juncture, First Pro definitely in the driving seat. Bishop just keeping the pressure into Sensei. Kirix coming back into the game finally. I think Drooling Leprechauns need to be more aggressive here. They need to be more aggressive at the start because First Pro probably don't have the reloads they need.
Look, is this what I expect? I'm not sure if we're seeing this. I thought we were going to see the 13-90 split around the side there from Vorsic and Delight, but Sensei getting caught out a little in the middle, taken down even lower. He is down to 2-2-2. And at the moment, Vors 1K going up the hill with Delight. Can they get anything else out of this? We are seeing Tahela around the side. That means absolutely nothing really for a tier 1. Just keeping the information flowing. Just Cause still up there. Messag underscore just in the distance. And Jakku 3K in trouble as we do see First Pro edging in for the push here. Force 1K does find Kirex, and now Jack is in severe trouble. Look at them just flooding in towards him. And well, even with a 3K in the name, he can't withstand 6 tanks just rolling forwards in towards him, as now Messig underscore is in severe trouble. 815 HP, he's to be taken down in a matter of seconds, rammed just for the sake of it, and Vorse 1K picks up the kill.
Hello, now heading towards Virtus Pro, some great spotting from him, but Virtus Pro, fantastic early aggression, and now I have to say it finally, teams, you can be aggressive on Cliff, as long as you do it at the start, it's all good. Just Cause finishes off Toholo though, leaving only Count, the only decent name in this team, left alive against Kusok. No,
Yeah.
Kaya Kok. 04 Aku.
Over Aku? Kusok over Aku. I'm not even sure how to say this guy's full name. I want to find out how it's said, but it's only going to go one way.
The problem is, you basically have the Virtus Pro winning it, but yeah.
The problem is Virtus Pro winning it really easily that time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's actually be serious until we break down the names.
Yeah.
Why did they not do that in all the other maps? When they clearly can just be like, alright guys, let's go for the initial exchange. Okay, we got the advantage, let's reset the file lil, and then just destroy our enemies.
I think there's a 100% chance on Cliff though when you push aggressively at the start to actually win it. I don't think it's ever failed. Maybe once, but it's been tried 4 times now. Maybe one of those have failed. It's a pretty good ratio. That's a 75% ratio. Yeah, it works. It does work. I mean, what could have Drooling Leprechauns basically they needed to be aggressive. They need to counter aggressiveness with their own aggression.
Yep.
Push forwards and use the upper ground and basically come around and basically counter Virtus Pro. You need to be taking one tank out if you lose one tank. It's a 1-for-1 exchange every time. So that was the one mistake from Drooling Leprechauns. And they've made it over and over again. I think on Himmelsdorf they weren't aggressive enough. You know, every team is a little bit tentative against these top teams. Yeah,
and it's certainly kicking in. Vorse 1K doing brilliantly there. And I will continue to... I won't say their names like this anymore. It's annoying as hell. But why do they do it?
I don't know.
Why?
Because they're too cool.
Too cool. I'm going to just put numbers in my name. I want to be like Melly.
M3 LLE.
M3 LLE. Pansy would have to be with a 4, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's 4.
You can use a 4 as well. A 0, no.
I don't know how you
WOT, but
yeah.
that wouldn't be so great.
No.
But anyway, we are going into Mines as the final map in just a moment's time. We are waiting on the tank choices to come through to the admins. Laughter could be a really bad name. It was the ones who used to use the / and then like the less than thing for a K. Did you ever see that? Oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
Killer.pl. Yeah.
When you go into like the real
bad.
elite speech, then it comes really bad.
Haven't you seen that CSI episode? They're like, I don't know, it's like some online. They're on IRC where hackers talk to each other because there's no other use for IRC.
Yeah.
And then,
to be fair, that was what IRC was used for at the beginning.
Oh, come on. It was used to get games in, like, video games. But still, that aside, there was, like, this thing, they were chatting away to each other in Leet speak, and this woman, like, walks in, like, dead serious face, goes, "Don't worry, guys, I speak Leet," and just looks down. The camera's like, oh. It's one of those horrifically cringy moments. Oh, dear God. CSI. Just nailing it. Just nailing it down with the kids.
High quality production value right there.
Amazing. They do, like, the zoom in thing.
Oh, they did the one with
GUI interface.
Yeah, GUI interface and Visual Basic. I did programming at university, and I was just like, what are you talking about? Why would you embarrass yourself by talking about VB?
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But the tank lineups have come in on this one. And, well, it's like Virtus Pro going for the heavy ones. Let's find out if that actually pays off here. We'll go through them when we get into game. The last and final map is going to be Mines. And welcome into battle number 5. Now we are here on Mines. Currently, Virtus Pro at a 2-1 scoreline. Not what we expected to see at the start of today. And Virtus Pro will be starting off in the south, this time in red, and in the north in blue. It's the Drooling Leprechauns. Looking to maybe draw this one up. They can still bring it all even, which would be a phenomenal blemish on that Virtus Pro record. But let's see if they can do it. What are they going for so far?
Of course, Drooling Leprechauns picked up the WGL 1-3-2. So, of course, heading towards the hill. Only 2 of them, actually, surprising. We normally see teams go for the 3 push. Message Sensei going to be taking up that. Just Cause just about missing a shell there, and going to have to retreat back behind his rock. And that's basically the move from Virtus Pro. Very heavy. You can see the lineup there. Triple T32, AMX 5100, AMX 1390. Pretty much a unique lineup. We saw last time Virtus Pro actually countered TCM Gaming with a double T32. But because Drooling Leprechauns have only committed 2 tanks, they won't have enough damage to actually deal with these T32s here.
Yeah, this is not pretty. Kusok and Bishop weighing up their options. Message in a little bit of trouble in that WZ132. It's not exactly the heftiest of tanks. Certainly can be ripped to shreds pretty damn fast, even less HP than a 1390, so not exactly the biggest on the battlefield. But Kusok edges his way forward. Won't see if anyone can find really any shots towards him here. Bishop covering him off towards left. Snake Guy Finn does get 1, and I've got to say, it looks like Virtus Pro have a substantially better lineup to do this with.
Yeah, no. What's quite nice about Drooling Leprechauns' lineup is that they've got a good mixture of T69s. They haven't gone all the AMX 1390s, which is really, really disastrous as they did.
Yeah.
What Drooling Leprechauns need is a moment of where they just push in and they can focus fire as much as they can. Because Virtus Pro have so much HP, they have so much damage they can pull out, really good hold down ability. Drooling Leprechauns need to engage in a situation where Virtus Pro can't go hold down. And the only situation they can actually do that in is with a push off the hill. Kusok, he's being so adventurous. And to be honest, you need to punish Kusok for doing that, because he needs to learn at some point that he can't be aggressive. He's not a god. And he does bleed real blood at the end of the day. And he learnt it somewhat on Ensk. Doesn't seem to have really kept that lesson in his mind. Sensei just destroy the base trash. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. Maybe joining Tolo on that lighthouse island.
And he might need it soon enough. Telo and Karit and Just Cause are moving up on it, so not exactly a bad idea. We do see Just Cause picking that one up. So giving away a little bit of the ghost, but see Vorsig just here. And that 5100 watching the back push. Bishop keeping eyes over. Delight doing the same. And there's Kusok with Bishop there. Pretty much he's constantly edging towards this hill, constantly keeping these guys on their toes. And not a moment of rest for the opposition, really. And when's it go time, pretty much, for Virtus Pro? Or are they playing for the counter push?
Ooh, thought Kusok might actually go for that. Virtus Pro don't have the most aggressive lineup with the T32s. They're kind of saying, you know, we got so much HP and stuff. Drooling Leprechauns, if you draw this one out, we're on the 5th map, you will lose it in this best of 5.
Yeah.
So just come on us. Just come to us and we'll deal with whatever you put onto us, and that's really what's the plan from Virtus.pro at the end of the day. They don't need to be aggressive. If they do, they can actually get caught out. Kuzok trying to make another blind shell, but it's pretty even Stevens. Neither team really has an advantage. You can see Sensei is going to be joining count there below, but Pavel is obviously ready and waiting in that tier 1.
Yeah, Kuzok finally getting punished for peeking out so much. 2 shells landing towards him. He's down to 1047, so nice work there from Kirex. Just reminding him to play a little bit more attention to what's around him. And knowing the weaknesses to all these spots that he's so happy to get into, but we are seeing such a HP pool here. It's unbelievable. The amount of HP that's just sat in this one spot. Unbelievable strength with these guys. They'll play from Sensei around the side. But let's keep in mind, Vorsik is here. Vorsik has been watching this the entire time. And, well, he's not made the shell just yet. Not gone for it at all, actually. We are seeing the cap slowly but surely being started. Maybe this is the play the Leprechauns wanted.
Yeah, Message also heading off the hill. Count also gets up. Oh, he just about gets there. Message being aggressive, well, keeping the pressure onto Virtus.pro, who have started to push onto hill. Jack gets off there as well, and Snake Eye Finn, pretty much the only vulnerable player left for Drooling Leprechauns.
This is pretty smart so far. Delight ignoring Snake Eye Finn, heading back. Vorsik, the first over here, the 5100 coming into effect. We are seeing the split off from the 1390 of Just Cause as well, coming back in. And now let's see if this even is going to pay off for the Leprechauns. They're trying it. They're giving it what they can. Well, there's the first reset. Just Cause drills down count. Vorsik moves in. Vorsik gets taken low. Vorsik's down. Message picks him up. Sensei cannot escape, however. He's sticking this one out. He's going to go down, surely. 14 HP. Greets claims it in the tier 1. That has got to hurt. And now we see, well, 4 guys standing for the Leprechauns. They forced the move, but can they force the victory? Still, the cap continues. Jack is splitting off aggressively. The main hefty battle going on in the middle. Just Cause and Karit still battling with Message on that cap point. And this is a sloppy battle, but Jack now coming around, trying to secure this one, trying to help it out. Snake Guy Finn still battling through with Bishop. And, you know, this is extending the battle, and they have the numbers here that could pull this off the Leprechauns.
Message also being aggressive going forwards. It's 4 versus 3 at the end of the day. Kerrix is on reload. He's a pivotal player right now because Kusok, Bishop going on to Snake.
Snake Guy Finn, though, does go down to Bishop. He comes into effect, and now Kirex finally back in the game, but he's in a 3v1. He's surrounded. He's not landing any of these damn shells. Dear God, Kirex, you had to do it, and you've completely fluffed it this time. The cap has started up, but Just Cause taking down Kirex rather swiftly has made this near on impossible, but Bishop takes 1, takes 2. Can Jack get a third here? Yes, he can. It's Message to get it. 2v2 now. Message with Jack up against Kusok and Just Cause. This is still very close.
Message trying to be tentative. He's in the middle of the open. Oh, Kusok finds him, but only hits the gun, so no damage. That's going to get Jack some good shots if he does have reload. Actually, he doesn't have reload, so it's still plenty to do here. You can look at the HP. Kusok's down to 579 and in the T32, which is not great against the T69. Just Cause 537 in that AMX 1390. Message and Jack 347, 471 respectively, and the cap's still on. I have to say, Kirex could have not done it. Oh yeah, Just Cause comes from the side, finds Message.
Oh, but Message gets the first. This upsets everything. Just Cause might go down here. Exchange of shells, 1 for 1. Cap still on. Just Cause backs away. Message staying out on his own here. Jack needs to be careful. He must lock this one down. The HP pool minuscule between the two. And now we see Just Cause and Kusok there. Just trying to play this carefully. Just trying to keep eyes on. They only have to draw this out to win, bear in mind. But they have to be careful of that cap. If the Leprechauns keep forcing the pressure of the cap. Oh, stunning work from Kusok there. Lands a big shell towards Jack. He is now down to less than a 1 shot. And now on 11 HP, what can he do?
I'm not sure why he didn't just go for the second shot then, because Kusok will have about 9 seconds reload, so he could have got 2, maybe even 3 shots out before Kusok would have reload. I would have gone for 2 just to be tentative. He just went for 1, which I think is a little bit too less. 2 minutes exactly on the dot left for Drooling Leprechauns, I think, to draw this one. Jack's down to 11 HP. That's a ram for an AMX 3090. Message 247, and you've got to consider that T32 does a total of 320. So both these two are now 1 shots. Even for Just Cause, it's pretty easy to hit the shell. But Virtus.pro, they have to cross the middle, and Kusok is a little bit too slow to actually go for this. But again, Virtus.pro, all they have to do is draw this one out because they are still one map to the good.
And it looks like Just Cause once again mounting a little bit of an attack here. 1 minute and 24 left. He's peeking around. He's trying to find Message. He's lost sight of him completely, to be fair. And 1 minute 15. How long do they need to cap with both these tanks in here right now?
Too long.
Here we go. So we are seeing now Just Cause and Message again toying with each other, but not landing the shells they need. And 1 minute left. The Leprechauns are going to have to go for this very, very soon if they want the win here rather than the draw. You can't go for the draw, and they know it. An exchange, and it's in Just Cause's favor. One more shot. A round will do it. 11 and 10 HP. 52 seconds left. How is Just Cause not landing these shells? Dear God. Message just needed that. He needed that one shot, and it would have been game back on. But now, Just Cause back in the situation. One shell between each other. Who will land it first? Message moves up. Oh, it's Message! He picks up the kill. It's a 2v1. And Kusok has not moved from position. He can still easily one-shot both of these tanks. He's caught it. Goes to Message. There's the first. Can he, however, claim the second? First shell does not connect. Second does not do damage. Third will. But Kusok knows it's one shot to take this guy down. 10 seconds left. A draw is not enough for Jack. And I think Jack knows this is over. Close work coming out here. 1 second to do the job. Kusok will draw it through, but it's enough to give Virtus.pro the win overall. But that was a close game.
Just Cause got outplayed. I have to say it quickly.
Wow.
I've got to give him credit though. The MX-39's got a lot more of aim down time than the 132, but still, that was nice work there by Message. But I'm sorry to say, the old superstar of Drooling Leprechauns, Kirex, fluffed it for them. 2 versus 1. Snake Eye Finn should have never pushed on the hill in the first place. First mistake. And when he did push on, he was super aggressive, so that made no sense. So the T-32s could take them down. And then Kirex pushed on, and both T-32s on pretty similar HP, about 10% difference. He went for the one with less HP, which is good. But the one right next to him was in an easy position. And all he needs to do is focus those 4 shells onto the T-32 in the worst position. He might not have killed it, but that would have been enough because Kusok's on 366. He would have done about 1,000 damage, so it would have been game over for Virtus.pro. So that one mistake under pressure cost Drooling Leprechauns the draw there.
But a very close game. I think this is the first we've seen Virtus.pro being pushed so far.
First map, they've gone down. First map in the season.
This is quite impressive stuff. And who's their next opponent? Denial. I think they'll be fairly safer on offense. Denial. What can I say? You're not quite turned up recently. But all in all, this playday has been pretty much upset after upset. But then ending in the way it should do. Kind of. It's been a bit of a strange one, all in all. I don't even know how to describe it. You know, Isuba challenging School Bus quite some way. C-Play picking up a good victory over Wusa. But then Virtus.pro actually dropping a map to the Leprechauns and coming down to absolutely nothing on the deciding map. Not what I expected to see. Not the well, it's the results I expected, but not in the order, not in the way it kind of came through there. And I don't know what to make of this playday. Pretty much, it's completely
been a little bit
baffling.
of an odd one for me.
It has been a strange playday. A lot of the top teams may be underestimating their opponents a little bit here. But did the guys at home underestimate anything, or were they completely on board with Virtus.pro all the way through?
Absolutely. They predicted actually a much higher outcome, something like a 3 in the scoreline at the end. But yes, they were right. They were on Virtus.pro's side like all the time. The chat didn't even move. The vote didn't move a single bit. It stood there on solid on its 91%. So the people at home, they know their stuff. So you guys were all right.
Didn't lose faith for a second. There was me doubting them. Scumbag. Guess I'm not getting my Virtus.pro hoodie anytime soon, eh?
I get no T-shirts at these events. I'm just going to put that one out there quickly.
No,
I
you
get
want to swap
zero.
shirts?
Steven's getting T-shirts. Steven's getting T-shirts. I'm getting nothing.
Yeah, I would think about that, Ollie.
Oh, wow.
Moral high ground over there.
Wow, look at this. Anyway, back on topic. Guys, it has been a great play day. We have all had fun here. Maybe the top teams, not so much. They've certainly been pushed a little bit through and through, but nevertheless, I think we've had some great games. We've had some brilliant maps, at least Virtus Pro finally showing that they are human, but still retain their first position spot. Like they'd ever dropped that. Jeez, what was I thinking, eh? If only I had the knowledge of Twitch chat, but sadly, I'm a midcaster. But still, coming up in Thursday's show, obviously Thursday the 10th of July will be the next time we go live. There will be EPS taking on Denial. The two teams going head-to-head there. They've known each other for seasons past. At the moment, EPS certainly outperforming Denial, and it'd be good to get another win under their belt. Following that, Lucky Karaki up against Freefall. That would actually be quite a close game, I can imagine. Lucky Karaki sometimes struggling against some of the slightly lower down teams, but I don't know if I can even include Freefall in that. They've had some outstanding performances at times, but sometimes not getting the results they need. And then following up, the game that I'm really looking forward to, TCM up against Kazna Crew. Now, I think that's going to be a really damn good game.
That's a grudge match if I've ever heard one. These players have been in each other's teams for like
it's swapping and changing.
3.8 seasons right now. And I was talking to one of the players from Kazna, and he says, whoever we win to and lose to this season, we don't really care as long as we beat TCM Gaming. So that's well, the kind of thing we have here right now.
So that's the gauntlet laid down. If you like the sound of that, do make sure you follow here on Twitch TV, that lovely little follow button down below. Make sure you go on Facebook, WGL EU, and Twitter with the same handle, and make sure you follow there. Every time we go live, we will be giving you a notification. And if you don't like doing that, hell, just tune back in on Thursday at the same time at 7 CEST. We'll be here, and hopefully you guys will be as well.